Hello. Nice to be here. 11 a.m. Tuesday morning. A time I always look forward to. I like connecting with you and connecting with myself too. Because, my life is, as most of our lives, it can be quite busy, it can be very distracting. So being here for this live stream gives me another opportunity to step out of the rush of life. So I really love doing this. And, today's scheme, what is it? My personal hope for a better world. And it actually came to me yesterday when I was feeling the pain which is present in this world. And you might say, that's weird. You feel the pain in the world, and then there comes that seem my personal hope for a better world to you. Yes, it did. Because deep inside of me, I know I have this very deep knowing, which I'm very lucky to have that. It's a very deep knowing, and there is complete trust in this world and in humanity and in humans, in each of us. And when I say I have this deep trust in each of us, it is unconditional trust. So whatever is going to happen, well, that's going to happen. We can't really do anything about it, isn't it? Like, sometimes we can't influence certain things. So unconditionality means that we accept whatever is happening. But acceptance doesn't mean passivity or doing nothing or being ignorant. I can still take actions I think I need to take to make this world, to support this world to become a better place, and for this world to change its path, for humanity to change its path it's on at this point of our development. And my action, and many people out there do the same, is looking at myself. Because when I look at the world, I can see all these problems, and I can see all these patterns, these awful ways of being with each other, and relationships, not being in a good place, and all these emotions we can completely explode with. They are in the world, but I can go and look at myself because they are in me, and that's why they are also in the world. So my main focus, my main hope for a better world is to do the work and look at me and look at my problems and look at my relationships, and how can I improve them? How can I replace my not beneficial emotions and patterns with much more beneficial ways of being and thinking? And that is going to have the impact on this world to becoming a better place. And I'm not even thinking about, but only a few people do it, it won't be enough. I don't even go there because that's just taking my focus away. It's an excuse to not do it because there is no point of doing it if there are not enough people. And that is not true. That is not true. So, what I do is I don't even go down that track of thinking there won't be enough people. I know there is enough people out there. Seeing that the most important thing is to look at ourselves and to solve our problems, to become better people. Me, Sabine, to become a better person on all levels. And better means beneficial for myself and for others and for everything. And all I can do is give my best. And I'm not perfect. Sorry, there's still some breakfast there. And I'm not perfect. I'm not. And that's okay too. I don't have to be perfect. Nobody has to be perfect. We are still on our way. But my hope is that if I put the work in to change myself to become a happier, healthier person, a better person, I do call it a better person, a person who is not closing my heart if somebody gets angry at me or somebody is kind of in a bad state or whatever. So I'm a better person when I can keep my heart open to that person. That's unconditionality. So it's really working on this unconditional qualities of our heart and the unconditional love too. I have so much hope for this world because I know that this world is full of love. Every creation is love. You know, our bodies, our houses, our nature, um, everything is love. And you could say, "Ooh, that's a bit challenging. How can war be love?" Well, let me go deep. Let me try to allow my heart and my true self to answer this question. And I might go on a bit slippery slope here. Stay open. Stay open to what I'm saying. So war we know is not beneficial. It's not beneficial to anybody, not to humans, not to things, not to nature, not to the chi, not to our heart. There is nothing beneficial about war. So we need to change that we don't have war anymore. But when we look through the eyes of our true self or through the eyes of the universe or the source or whatever you would call that consciousness, which is everywhere, and we are part of that. When we look through the eyes of that, then when this universe or true self looks at war, there is no judgment there. It's just what it is. It's what us humans have chosen. There is only love there for everything and everybody involved in this war. Both sides, soldiers from both sides, leaders from both sides. because the universe and the true self are unconditional in their love and their compassion. It doesn't mean that it's good what they're doing, but there is no judgment there from that part. It's just that compassion. I can imagine that the universe looks at war and says, "Oh dear, beautiful humans, I love you so much. It's so interesting that you're still doing this. It's so interesting that you do this painful thing to yourself. I love you so much. I really hope that you're going to learn, that you're going to do the work, that you're waking up, that you don't need to have war. But well, right now you do. I love you regardless." This is how the universe looks at us. And the universe and our true self looks at us as individual exactly like that. So if I have a anger attack in a few hours, and I might shout at my partner and smash the doors and whatever I might do in my explosion of a pattern, the universe and my true self look at me with love and compassion. And they say, "I love you, Sabine. I feel you. I feel your anger." But there is also that hope there that I will learn, and then I will be able to grow enough, to awaken enough to not have to feel this anger anymore. Because this anger is not me, it's my patterns, it's my false self, it's not my true self. My true self is that unconditional love, it's unconditional peace. So obviously there was a trigger why I would have reacted in an anger kind of attack. But if I would have whatever triggered me looked at was my true self, then the trigger wouldn't have been triggering me. And so this is what we have to work on. We have to work on these patterns. We have to work on our beautiful heart. Everybody has this beautiful heart. And actually, everything, nature, every tree has a heart. Every flower has a heart. Every grass has a heart. Every dirt has a heart. The whole earth has a heart. The whole universe has a heart. So everything has a heart. And the natural qualities of the heart are unconditional. Let's feel into our heart now. Just imagine, maybe the heart is just open and you kind of are like, "Oh, wow." But maybe you kind of think, "Oh, I'm not sure what she means." Just imagine there is a bit of jungle around your heart and you kind of have to make your way. You walk through that jungle and you push the plants aside and you do step by step. And then you come to this, oh, I forgot the English word, this kind of clearing. That's the word, the clearing. And that clearing where the sun shines in and everything is growing because there is so much of this beauty there, and there are all these flowers, and you're out of the darkness of the thick jungle. That's your heart. And that clearing is always there. It's always right there. It's just that we need to make sometimes our way through the jungle to get there. And we could say this jungle could be also our patterns. It could be anything that stops us to have that unconditionality, that openness without conditions. I'm only open if you're nice to me. If you're not nice to me, I need to close. It doesn't have to be, being open doesn't exclude being safe, because that's what our human mind tells us straight away. It tells us straight away, well, if I'm open to somebody who is shouting at me, then I'm in danger. Well, that could be, and I would maybe have to take actions and leave, or um, take measures that I'm safe. But I don't need to close my heart to do that, do I? I don't. I really don't. We just assume that it's not possible to keep an open heart, even if we have to defend ourselves in some way. And the defense might be saying stop, or it might be I need to go. So my hope for this better world is that enough humans realize how beautiful they are, how amazing their heart is, and everybody's heart. First we need to discover our own heart, and then all of a sudden we realize, oh my God, everybody else has that same beauty in them, and in it. And then the love can just stream freely, even to somebody who has a very, very, very thick jungle around their heart. And they may not even know that there is a heart there inside of them, that clearing. And it might be really hard to see that clearing. But I think when we have an open heart and when we have a loving heart unconditionally, then that can transform. That can transform us and the other person and all of humanity and the whole world. And that's what we need. We need transformation, don't we? This It's time to have transformation happening. And it starts with each individual's heart. It starts with each individual's consciousness. You know, I am looking at what is happening in this world. I'm reading news, I'm watching things. I don't have a TV, and I would never want to have a TV, but I can on the internet see anything. I look at every possible angle I can find, and I'm informed. I know what's going on, mostly. I might not always know the details, but I know what's going on. But I'm trying to stop to do too much finger pointing because of you, and because of this government, and because of that leader, and because of this business person, and because of whatever, we are in the mess we are in. Yeah, there is something true to that. But what can I do about it? I can focus on all that upsetness about it, and that anger about it, and that frustration around it, and all my chi is going out to this massive kind of upsetness. And who helps that? Does it help me? No, I don't feel good. Does it help the actual situation? I don't think so. Well, if there is protesting needed, I have been protesting, but I do it while being connected to my heart. And it's not easy actually, because many of the protesters often are not as connected to their heart. So it's quite a challenge, but it's good because you can also again be an example for others when there is that blaming and that judging and all of that happening. Again, there can be rising of awareness without the judgment, without the blaming, without the finger pointing. It can just be arising, bringing awareness to facts. And then what I do then is I come back and connect to myself again, to my heart, to my body, to my breath, to my chi. I connect into it, and then I can maybe consciously give chi out. But that's not losing chi. I don't lose chi when I consciously send chi and love to the government and to this leader and to this whatever business person and to these people. And do you think that's more helpful than sending out all this hate? I do. Is it better for me when I do that? Absolutely. Is it better for them? 100%. Who doesn't benefit from love? And it doesn't mean I have to agree or support anybody. No, one doesn't exclude the other one. And so that's why I have so much hope, because I'm so self empowered. And I have been discovering over the last few months how I have these patterns arising when I feel disempowered. It was a very clear observation lately how I'm reacting, defending, trying to control when I feel disempowered. But that's a pattern, feeling disempowered. That's a pattern. I'm always in full power because I have the control of what I do with my focus. Where do I focus my thoughts and my awareness on? Do I focus it inside myself where this blue, beautiful, bright clearing is? Or do I focus it on the intensity of the jungle and how I can't make it through, and on the other people's jungles, and on the whole kind of humanity's jungles and society's jungles? Why don't I just focus on the clearing? I bring up my awareness to the clearing, and I think that when we give that energy to something, that grows, that improves, depending on the information we put into this energy. It's so important that we connect to what we want. We want love in this world. We want open hearts in this world. We want peace in this world. We want a sense of freedom in this world. So that's the information I'm trying to focus on. And when I consciously send some energy out into the world, some bright light, then I send these qualities out. Can you see the power in this? Can you feel the power of this? If there is some resistance inside of you to this, observe it. Observe it. What is it? Where does it come from? Why is there resistance to that? It is a good thing to focus on inside and to send good qualities outwards after we have them inside, and to connect to everything, also to the things we call bad and horrible and awful. It won't harm. It may not help, but it won't harm. If I send hate to somebody I hate, or I think doesn't do right things right, then that has the straight impact on harm, because hate has a harmful impact on my physical body and on my whole being. There is no doubt around that. You all probably know about, I think his name is Ashimoto, but I'm not good with 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 language, I have to say. So the Japanese scientist who has looked at the water crystals, and them changing with information, words putting into the water. And we are water, so a very big part of water. So just imagine what anger does to you. And then imagine choosing love or choosing trust, and what that does to you, and also to whoever you think about, even if that person is a bad person. I know it's a challenge. It's not something we have been doing. It's not something we have been learning, and it hasn't been something which has been taught to us. But it's actually what is going to cause this transformation we need to survive. And I have very, very big hope that we survive. Obviously, unconditional. If we don't survive, well, that's it. Then we don't survive, and then humanity has to kind of grow from the beginning again. Nothing bad about that. But I do have so big hope that we get to this. We are on a level now. Enough people are on an awareness level that we can make this transformation happen. But each of us needs to do the work. It's not going to happen by just pointing our fingers to the outside. It's not going to just happen by going onto the streets and protest, or by sharing with each other all these dramatic kind of videos and whatever. It's not bad to do that, but we all need to grow to be able to handle all of that in the right way. Right. In a beneficial way. That's the better word. Because, if we look again with the eyes of the universe or the true self, there is no right or wrong. There is just beneficial or not beneficial. Is it good for my body, my mind, my heart, my chi, or is it not? But whatever it is, it is. So there is no judgment there. The universe doesn't judge me for doing something which is not good for my body. If I'm going and get drunk tonight, that's not going to be good for my body. It's probably not going to be good for my mood tomorrow, or my productivity tomorrow. But the universe says, "Oh, Sabine, now you have to deal with the consequences. It was fun last night, though, wasn't it?" So there is no judgment there. And we can go to this place of non-judging. And when we go to this place, all of a sudden, there is so much clarity there, what is beneficial and what is not beneficial. And we are not even going to do the not beneficial things anymore, because we know the consequences. We have that clarity, that is universal law of cause and effect. And I think when we improve our consciousness and improve our heart, we see much clearer what the effects will be with whatever cause. And by seeing that and knowing, the decisions will become different. And so it's not dangerous to not judge. It's not dangerous to not blame. It's not dangerous to have an open heart. It's actually very beneficial, because this clarity is arising, and all of a sudden things change to the positive, to the beneficial. And this is where we are heading. Each of us with our individual work, and all of us together. Very important. We need to come together. And we had like the Global Awakening Day on Sunday. Renshui has that day every year on the first Sunday in October. And what it does, it brings us all with a great big focus together, because we want all to awaken, and we want everybody to awaken. We don't want to compete anymore. I want to awaken before that person. That would be so cool. I could show off a little bit, and I could be better, and everybody would look up at me and say, "Oh, Sabina, she's so amazing." We don't need that anymore. We we don't need competition anymore. And I'm not saying that I'm competition free already, but getting there was the work. And I love it. And it's so good to feel the changes and the transformations. And so, what's the time? Let's just go inside. If you can, close your eyes, otherwise keep them open. Go inside into your clearing. And just imagine your clearing as however you want to imagine it. It's definitely bright and it's sunny. It's beautiful. Just be there, looking at it in awe, in amazement, in this, in a very humble way, recognizing, wow, this is my heart. I am that beautiful. And we know that the heart is the home of our true self. So your true self is right there. Connect in with your true self too. And I don't want to put any limits on your personal experience of your true self, because each of us experiences this different. But I'm sure there is one thing we all can feel, or a few things we all can feel in this space. And that is peace. And that is also love. And then just imagine how this bright light of the clearing is moving outwards, lightening up the jungle. I don't care how you imagine this. You can even imagine that the jungle is disappearing. Or you can imagine that all of a sudden all the plants in the jungle become like bright light, or whatever you like to imagine. Just let it spread out through the jungle, which has been covering up and hiding this clearing. And let this brightness move out. And because, let's just imagine, because we do this right now, in everybody's heart, this is happening. It's happening in the plants, it's happening in the trees, it's happening in the animals, and in all the humans. And everybody is reaching out past their bodies, past their jungles. And then we connect with each other in this light. It's a bit like, when there is a big group and we are reaching out to hold hands, making a big circle. It's a little bit like this. We do this with our light. All at the same time, we can connect with each other. Just imagine this beautiful bright light covering the whole planet. Looking down from space onto our beautiful planet, it looks a little bit like that. It is so bright, isn't it? It is beautifully bright. And you know why it is so bright? Because it is love. So this bright light is love. Feel it. This bright light is peace. This bright light is penetrating everything. And it's actually not restricted to our planet. Just look at the brightness of the whole universe. During the day, when we look up into the beautiful blue sky, during the night, when we look into the bright black sky. Every star, every galaxy is bright. This is the unconditional universe. And we are part of it, or we could even say we are the universe. Each of us. Can you feel the hope? Can you feel the hope in the universe? The hope that there is no judgment there is no attachment there is no expectation either. And this hope, feel it inside your heart. And maybe you can feel the clarity around what is needed for you as an individual. Where do you need to focus to achieve this hope, this better you and this better world? Look at yourself for a last time with the eyes of the universe and the eyes of your true self, and feel the immense gratitude coming from them. And maybe you can feel also your gratitude for them. It's a giving and a taking, and it becomes one. And it feels beautiful. This is who we are. See and feel and smell the potential in this for a better world. And then when you open your arms out, imagine these are actually the arms of the universe. Your arms are the arms of the whole universe, and you are now the universe. You feel this unconditional love. You're unconditionally open. And then embrace yourself with the arms of the universe. Just imagine you give yourself this big hug. The universe is hugging you. You are hugging the universe. And then as your hands move closer and closer to your body, let them land on your heart, hugging your heart. How much beauty there is. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Or you can just stay in this beautiful state a bit longer and enjoy it. And there is hope, big hope. It's such a beautiful time we are living in, with all the problems in the world. But looking at it from an unconditional heart, it's all opportunities, all beauty, beautiful teachers. Let's learn. Let's not waste. Thank you so much for listening to me again. Please feel free to give me feedback at any time. I love feedback. If you want me to talk about something, let me know. And yeah, I love you very much. Thank you.